I recognized that the clients that were going to come to me, it wasn't really about fitness, it was just an escape, or it was somewhere they could go and relieve their stress or get away from maybe stresses at home or in the workplace, and said, look, I'm coming at it from an empathetic place now where I want to be the best part of these people's day. Started a little class here in the local beach with 5 people. Within 3 months there's 100 people coming to the beach every day, and fast forward kind of 5 years, I've had over 20,000 people go through online courses that are put together, done 3 best-selling books, brought massive teams to mud runs. We brought 550 people to Tough Mudder 2 years ago, raised $250,000 for charity. So done loads of cool stuff, but it's all been around the idea of giving people a sense of belief and belonging. And I'm all about having a vision, but the vision never happens unless you start doing the work consistently day to day. And the analogy I use now is that if I'm going to climb Everest, I can just be fixated on the top and imagine that I'm going to jump there by accident and land on the top by accident. Or I can put my head down and I can be miserable climbing up and just get to the top and be like, oh, is this all that I climbed for? Or I can start to enjoy the process, and I can see Everest as the end, my end goal. It's my result that I want. But whilst I walk up Everest, I can take sights of the view, look at the views, the beautiful views, talk to the people, talk to the locals, appreciate the moments. And that's how I approach goal setting now, is that it's great to have a vision, but I always put my happiness in the future, and I said I'm going to be happy when I have 100 clients, I'm going to be confident when I have 100 people coming to my talks, and that's not how it works. You don't suddenly wake up one day with results. You got to do small consistent things again and again and again and again. And it's not sexy. Anyone you see that's doing well with anything just gets up every day, stays consistent, takes daily action, has good days and bad days, but takes action irrespective of how they feel. And eventually the results start to come, and when the results start to come, you get more momentum, you get more self-belief. The self-belief comes again from the actions, the confidence comes from the actions, but a lot of us kind of tell ourselves, I'll wait till I'm confident and then I'm going to do it. It's the other way around. The confidence comes from doing the work. We live in this crazy time where if you want your own TV show, you just get a camera and you start putting stuff on YouTube. If you want your own radio show, you just start doing a podcast like you're doing here. If you want to be a writer, you used to have to get a job at the newspaper, you used to have to get a publisher, and now you can put it on a blog. Everything is accessible to us, but the thing that's holding people back is this fear of judgment. What if I put myself out there and people don't like me? What if I'm not good enough? What if I'm this, that, and the other? It's the biggest thing that holds us back in life. And ironically, I recognize now that the thing that held me back from doing everything I ever dreamed of was my fear of what other people would think of me. So in one way I wanted to stand out and be something special, but on the flip side, the most scary thing in the world is to stand out, because what if I stand out and people say, well, who's he to think he can do that? Who's she to think he can do that? Reality is we're all going to be dead 20, 30, 40 years down the line. Maybe a bit longer, hopefully. Stop waiting for perfect, because we're all waiting for the perfect time, the perfect product, the perfect service, the perfect body, the perfect relationship. There's no such thing as perfect. So stop waiting for perfect, stop waiting for permission, and step up and be the leader of your own life. When you go and do things that scare you, you grow. When you do things that you've never done before, you grow. When you stay in your comfort zone, nothing changes. And the magic happens when we do something new. But again, that's the perfection thing. A lot of people say, when my website's perfect, then I'll put myself out there. When my podcast has the best microphone that I can ever get, then I'll start recording it. You start where you are and you do what you can, and then you refine as you go. Like, we spend too much time thinking about that rather than how do I get a little bit better today than I was yesterday. And if you get a little bit better every day, 365 days in a year, you're a very different person. Your ambitions are going to be very different a year from now than what they were. Social media can be a curse because we're looking at everyone else's perfect lives, even though they're not perfect. And suddenly we're jumping through. So you could be happy as anything. Like, I could be delighted with my life, and then I turn on social media and someone's got something better than me, and suddenly I diminish how I feel about myself. The reason a lot of people are comparing themselves to what they see on Instagram is because they've never thought about what they want for their own life. They've never got a pen and paper out and said, this is what I want to achieve in 12 months. And it's easier to be distracted by the noise and to look at other people's social media than it is to slow down and actually listen to your own heart. Because if you slow down and you turned off the noise in your head and you kind of let your heart guide you, and it says, okay, well, maybe you need to change your job. Like, that's scary because it requires a big change. It's easier to go on Instagram and say, oh, well, Conor McGregor's got the perfect life and this one's got the perfect life. It might be the perfect life to them because they've decided that's what they want. Well, you haven't decided. It's indecision that has made you say, I just want what they have because they seem happy. But what someone else has is never going to make you happy because they're not you, you're an individual. The Conor McGregor example, the reason Conor McGregor is doing everything he's doing now is because for the last 15 years he's trained consistently every day, and he's enjoyed the process of training, because you can only do something you hate doing for so long before you pack it in. So successful people learn to enjoy the process, learn to enjoy the struggle and the grind and see it as small daily steps.